Today, I'm very thrilled to be interviewing Dharma Cohen. She is a crystal mystic here in Mount Shasta. And if you're new here to my channel, welcome. My name is Lori Soleil. I'm a Mount Shasta sacred site tour guide. I also specialize in helping women who are going through major life transitions move from feeling lost into a soul-led revival, because this helps them create a life full of everyday magic. So that's enough about me. Let's get back to the interview. And it is my great pleasure to actually be doing these interview series with a variety of different practitioners, because when you come to the mountain to do a sacred site tour with me, I also want you to experience people like Dharma, because they provide such an incredible transformation for you that helps to amplify what you're here to get in Mount Shasta. So Dharma, I'm so happy
Yeah.
you're here.
Yay. Thank you for
Yay!
interviewing
Of
me.
course, I'm super excited, and we're going to show you around her space too, so you can see some of the things that she has here that are very powerful and create this expansive space. So Dharma, what is a crystal mystic?
Well, I've been working with crystals for 40 years now, so I've started really feeling that I am a crystal and I'm in tune with the subtleties of energies and connected to nature and multidimensionality. So I've been living as a mystic here in Mount Shasta. That's a mystic to me.
I've had an experience with Dharma, and I'll share a little bit later, but I also love the way you described how you hold space. So you don't call yourself a healer. You create this energetic space for people to heal. Can you share a little bit more
Yeah,
about that?
I just said I create this sacred crystalline space for you to come in and you do the healing. We connect at a soul level and it happens divinely and magically.
For a lot of people, we know this now with neuroscience, where we have mirror neurons and our nervous system imprints on other people. And so when you're ready to have a transformation and to move from constriction to expansion, people like Dharma provide that in such a beautiful way because she's living it, right? And for those of us in urban environments, which is where I came from before I moved to Mount Shasta,
Mm.
being around people, we talked about this a little bit ago, being around people who have that beautiful, expansive energy, just it makes it so much easier for everybody else to just tap right into that.
Yeah, I'm living it here completely all the time, moment to moment.
So
Mhm.
the crystals, how did they come to you? Would you share how you got started doing all this?
Amazingly, in 1983, a friend of mine put a crystal into my hand. And as soon as the crystal hit my hand, I had a complete download of past lives, future lives, everything crystal. I knew I'd be working with crystals in this lifetime. And it was a download before downloads was even a word. So it happened in a split second. And I just knew everything about crystals. And now here I am today, 40 years later, having experienced them with many hundreds of people and how they work with our energy
You talked about your experience in Maui,
field.
because
Yeah.
she lived in Hawaii for a very long time and worked with the kahunas and the kapunas, and talk again about that multidimensional mystic that she is. Would you share the experience you had in Maui?
Oh, that's my most exciting experience. Oh my God. I was invited to this amazing house that was built with crystals in it, with a big crystal cluster in the living room. And it was built to be a receiving station. And it just so happens that at that time, dimensions opened up. And I was invited to come and witness what that was like to see into another dimension. And I went up into the skylight and looked up, and I could see ripples into the sky. And it opened up to the farther than far and bigger than big. It was just beyond what I could even say. A huge, huge mothership, and all these other ships going in and out of the mothership. And all I could do was just cry and shake because I was so excited. I was seeing into another dimension, and and it shows me that we're multidimensional. There's many dimensions to experience. So.
Well, if you're, watching this interview in real time right now, you know that there's lots of things happening in the government around disclosure. They're talking about disclosure. And if you're watching people on YouTube, they're talking about eminent disclosure for these off-planet consciousness, high-level beings who, from ancient text, have always been here helping us, supporting us with humanity. And the crystals are these interdimensional intelligences, wouldn't you say?
Well,
like how,
yeah, well, they're amplifiers, and they receive and give, actually. And I want to introduce you to this crystal because this came to me, and it has Mount Shasta in it. And when it came to me in the 90s is when I got it. I was still in Hawaii at the time. And actually, I was living a Lemurian timeline there. I must say, it was heaven on earth, where it was total amazement. And this crystal came to me, and it was before I even knew Mount Shasta was a place. And it said, "I am your ascension crystal, and I, Dharma, am about assisting people to ascend, or with the ascension." So, and so this crystal actually helped me come to Mount Shasta. And so since now that I've been here, in the 2000 I got here, and this crystal arrived at the mountain, it has then given me Telos, the inner city inside of Mount Shasta, is very real, and it's another dimension. And the crystals just connect with all of that, with the subtle energies, with the unseen. They have an intelligence. If you're quiet enough, you can hear them. They actually speak. They really do.
And you can feel them. So what Dharma does too is to help. So for a lot of us, we're again very constricted. We're living in a stressed environment. We have a lot of this collective unconsciousness energy and stress that's happening in the world right now. And so what Dharma does is help you expand so that you can tap into that inner wisdom. Everybody has different clairs: clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairaudient. And like Dharma, living that multidimensional life means that she's tapping into all these different levels of intelligence, which really, in my opinion, and I'm sure she would agree, is getting us to come back to love. Mm-hmm. Love is the creative force of the universe.
Yeah, it does come back, and it comes back to loving yourself. And as you love yourself more, you can love others more. It's all an inner journey.
And that we're all connected.
Yes.
Yes. So you are me, I am you, right? We are you, so. Okay, so what I love about what you do is this is ancient technology that we're just discovering again. Some cultures are a little bit more ahead of us. We talked about the Japanese and how in tune they are with things.
Yeah.
So more and more people are beginning. And if you're just waking up, we're talking about Mount Shasta, California, which for many is supposed to be the root chakra of the planet. And would you share what a chakra is? I know you work with them within the body, but this is a good lead in.
They're energy centers in your etheric body. We go from the root to the crown. There's 7 that we work with, and there's actually even more above the soul chakra. So they're like spinning wheels. And in a session with me, we work with those, and we start in the root, which is your basic, your survival, your physical being here on the earth, and we go up each chakra and work with stones and crystals on your chakras. We pick cards that have stones in them, and those particular stones that you pick in the card, we put on your chakras as you lay down on the table, and I play you all the bowls, and it's just a magical, lovely experience.
Okay, we're going to go to the bowls. But I wanted to also say that the planet has chakras as well, which are energy centers, as Dharma said, and they can get blocked. So what she works with is unblocking those, so that way, again, you can feel that level of expansion. You have reset your nervous system, which is huge because we cannot tap into our intuition, into our higher love, the pineal gland opening up. And I know we might be going a little bit over your head, maybe not. But the pineal gland is the third eye, and when that awakens, that's when we have mystical experiences and
vision.
Yeah.
Beyond just your eyes.
Right. Right. So the planet has chakras. So here in Mount Shasta, we're considered the root chakra of the planet. And so we have lots of people that are coming here for these kinds of transformations to help open them up. And again, Dharma provides a whole other level of experience when you come here. So let's talk about the bowls and frequency and why that's so important.
In this sacred space that I create, these bowls guide me to play different tones for you, and the frequencies actually work on your body. They help ground you. They help balance you. One bowl I have actually cuts soul contracts, so you no longer have soul contracts uh, going on and running your life, and they just are generally relaxing and bring you to a place of peace and stillness and receiving. Is that
Mhm.
explain?
And this is ancient technology, frequency and sound. You know, Tesla has a famous quote about that. But the ancient Egyptians used sound. In fact, they talk about in the pyramids, there's these chambers, with these resonant chambers that work on a molecular level. And science is now starting to pick up. So what Dharma's doing, science is finally catching up and going, oh, frequency can actually shift the body, can actually heal the body. And in some cultures, they use sound to release tumors, to dissipate tumors and other health issues. So the sound is beautiful. we've got a fairy mystic in here too. You want to say? Can you want to bring her up?
Yeah.
Show.
Hi, Avila. She wants to come up here.
This
And
is
say
the
hi.
furry mystic that
Sometimes-
also.
Sometimes she holds space too. You know,
Mhm.
she's my companion. That's from Sirius. I hear from Vivian Chevet, the Arturian. She told me that Havila is my companion from Sirius, and so she brings good energy too. So she really wanted to come in on a.
Yeah, I don't think you saw. She was down by her feet, kind of like,
Come on.
pick me up, pick me
I
up. I want to be on
on.
camera. I want to show. I want to. I'm a part of this too. Okay, Dharma.
So I just realized too, I have a bowl also that the blue in there that it balances the masculine and feminine within. So
Beautiful.
and I'm guided at different times to use the different ones. Yeah.
So when people come to you, why do people come to you? What are some of the things that have guided them to have a session or several sessions with you?
Well, they're already usually the people that come to me are already awake to the fact that there's something beyond, there's something more that they want to experience, and so yeah, so usually it's a person who's already somewhat awake or
Okay.
wanting to wake up more and connect with your soul at a deeper level. And what else?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So why we talked about the crystals, we talked about the bowls and the frequency and why that's important. We talked about how Dharma is a multidimensional energetic mystic. So she's holding space for you to heal or to have your realizations or to have some epiphanies that will continue to lead you down your path. Because I know a lot of people talk about how what am I supposed to, what am I meant to do? Or, you know, I don't feel fulfilled. I'm not happy. Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm just realizing, since that's my name, Dharma, I actually assist people to step into your Dharma, which is your soul's purpose. So that is something that people also love and seek.
Got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what else. I think I have, I wanted to share a couple of testimonials. Okay. I want to share a testimonial from a gentleman named Marcus and his experience with Dharma. The session with Dharma opened my heart and aligned my chakras, my whole being in a very gentle, beautiful, and playful way. I felt like coming home to myself. So that's beautiful. And then a gentleman named Andrew. Dharma is a true priestess. She's a masterful healer. She always says she holds space and you're the one that heals, but this is his experience, who she works on many levels. I felt totally balanced and super relaxed after our session. So that expansion that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to share my experience because I have recently had a session with her, and it's basically everything that I had mentioned to you. When I came right away, I felt super connected to Dharma. We knew each other beforehand, very briefly. When I came in for the session, I came in feeling very heavy. I'm carrying a lot right now. There's a lot happening in my life, and probably the same for you. So when I came in right away, I had such a great connection and vibe with her, and she was sharing some of the stuff from Hawaii that she'd learned, some of the movements. It almost felt like Tai Chi. So she shared that with me right away. I started getting the chills in my body, like, yes, this is correct. And I was able to go into a pretty deep altered state in the experience. We chose the cards. So you chose, this is the Oracle deck. So you would choose a card that related to a crystal and it had a reading. And so I was able to get an Oracle deck reading with the crystals that were aligned to it. And then as I laid down to experience the bowls, I just went out of body. And when I came to, after she brought me back, I felt this sparkly, bright, clear, expansive energy in me. And I rode on that energy for several days. In fact, I went home and thought, oh, I'm going to do some of these things that have felt heavy and I'm going to get through them. I am a creator of my life, right? And I understand the power that I have within me. So I just felt like it supercharged me. So I just wanted to share that. It was really a beautiful experience.
Because I create sacred space for your own private ceremony is what it's like.
Right.
Actually.
That's what it felt like. Exactly. Yeah.
And
it
each
was beautiful.
one is for the person. Like we went to Hawaii because that's what just organically happened. And I was able to channel a lot of the Hawaiian energies that I had experienced there. So,
Yeah.
But everyone is different. And wherever you're at, we start there and raise you up. I'm
Yeah.
all about uplifting.
Yeah. Well, I definitely felt that. I felt like I was floating out of here, to be honest. I really did.
Some people
She had me on
out.
wires and she was kind of moving me out. I felt very light. Oh, and I felt like wings open up behind me. That was the other thing.
That was
I
the
felt.
other thing, yeah, that we did. We opened up her angel wings.
Ooh,
things can
see, I'm
happen
chilled.
in
I'm
here.
just getting that. Yeah, they
many
definitely
chills.
can. So when people come to Mount Shasta, how do they get a hold of you? So do they reach out to your website?
Yeah, they usually, well, if they know about it, it's dharmacohen.com, or now I have the Crystal Mystic Mount Shasta.
I'll have both of those websites listed in the comment section. Anything else that they should know that we didn't talk about?
When you come here to this sacred space, it's the intention of building this was that everyone could reach their highest self, their highest potential, and be all that you can be. So you come to the sacred space and you will experience that. So, yeah. What was the question? Hello. Welcome. Come on in. Welcome to my sacred angel crystal sanctuary here in the forest in Mount Shasta. All my crystal bowls and all of these crystals. Koshi bells that are earth, water, fire, air. They really bring in the angels.
Hi. I would like to just take a moment to express my deep gratitude and praise for Dharma and her beautiful work as a crystal mystic, which she certainly is. From the moment I arrived in her field, I felt seen and held and loved, and walking into the Crystal Temple was quite the experience. She's poured her heart and soul into creating such a beautiful healing space. And her prayer and intention and energy just helped me to tune in to a deeper part of myself and choose the perfect cards and gems to actually affirm who I am and my path. It was very beautiful, and receiving the frequencies of the bowls was heavenly and deep. I went right out into another realm. Thank you, Dharma. Keep up your good work. You are definitely a high priestess. Deep bow. Aloha.
So we are so grateful to be here with you. Thank you so much for showing up and hanging out with us. And again, more information about Dharma will be in the comments section below. I would love a comment, love to hear from you, and more to come. Again, my name is Lori Soleil, and I am a soul leadership coach here in Mount Shasta. I also provide sacred site tours on the mountain, and I specialize helping women get their time and energy back and live the life that their soul came here to live, to reclaim that life, to step into that life. So more to come. Thanks for being here.